Hi, and thanks for joining me today for week 5, Integration and Balance of our chair yoga series. In the past 4 weeks, we've been working through strength, stretch, and stability with lots of different yoga movements and strengthening movements. Today and the next week, we'll be focusing more on balance and stability by starting to come up and out of the chair if that's available for you, or work through other parts of a yoga flow to bring everything together from the past 4 weeks. For props today, if you have 2 yoga blocks similar to what I have here, or anything that's similar in height, maybe a book or something else that works for you, you may use it at some point, really probably just to prop the feet up if that's an option later. You might have a blanket for Shavasana at the end to be a little bit warmer, or if putting a blanket under your seat is supportive, that could be an option too. And possibly some light dumbbell weights. If you don't have dumbbell weights, you could use a can of beans or a water bottle, anything from 1 pound up to 5 pounds. And again, anything that we do today with the weights does not need to have weights. You can do it all without. Any other props that help you to feel stable and comfortable, take your time to gather those now. You don't need a yoga mat, but if you have one, it might be a little supportive to have underneath your chair. And then any comfortable chair that does not have wheels. If you have one without armrest, that's sometimes easier too, but if you have armrest, you can work around it. If you enjoy this video or find the past few weeks helpful, please like, subscribe, or share with others who you know who may benefit from yoga in and with a chair, helping for strength, stability, and balance. Let's get started finding your comfortable position on the chair. You might start to sway a little bit side to side, where you start to feel yourself centering, adjusting your feet, trusting that your feet are in the right place. You could have sneakers on for this, or barefoot. Even socks is fine. Just know that it could be slippery when we do some of the standing up positions, especially if you're on a floor underneath. So start to feel where your feet align underneath your legs. Feel where your hips align over the chair, your shoulders over your hips, your ears over the shoulders, maybe rolling the shoulders back down and away a couple times. And then pausing here, let the hands rest wherever they feel comfortable, maybe down by your sides in what we call a mountain or Tadasana pose, maybe resting on your lap, either palms down or palms up. And if it feels comfortable for you, you might soften your gaze or even close your eyes for the next few breaths. By closing our eyes or softening the gaze down, we start to turn inward, starting to feel the breath, maybe hear the breath, starting to notice anything here within your body. Maybe notice any areas that are tensing or holding or gripping. Taking a deep breath in, and on the exhale, send the breath to that place now. If it feels right for you, you might choose to set an intention, or maybe an affirmation, one word or a full statement in the present tense. Repeating your intention or affirmation or mantra to yourself now, even maybe saying it out loud. Allowing it to truly manifest and transform. Taking a full breath in. If the eyes are closed, you might start to flutter the eyes open and reach the arms wide out to the side, as wide as they want to reach. Exhale, bring the hands into the heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, lower the hands to the heart center, maybe gently pressing fingertips together. With the hands here, we'll start to reach the hands up, maybe the gaze follows. Exhale, sweep the arms down to the sides, nice and slow. Matching the breath with the movement as much as you can. Let's start to warm up the neck a bit more. So we're going to take a couple really slow yeses, bringing your gaze up towards the ceiling. Imagine you're drawing a line with your nose and try to let the eyes follow the direction your nose is going. There's no need to look here. So bringing the chin down towards the chest, keeping the torso long and tall. Start to draw the nose back up towards the ceiling without arching the spine. Bring the gaze, the nose, the chin back down towards the chest. And then slowly bring the gaze back up towards the ceiling. Nice slow yeses, starting to feel this movement through the back of the neck. And then we're going to turn the slow yeses into a slow no. So looking over one shoulder, it doesn't matter which way you start. And you might not go all the way towards that shoulder. Start to slowly turn and look the other way. Notice as you're doing this no movement, if the whole body is trying to get involved, keeping it just within the neck. So try not to let the shoulders and the torso turn with you. Keeping the shoulders squared off, straight ahead. Just a couple more slow no's, side to side. Maybe you hear some kinking and crunching in the neck, a little bit of release. After this next round of going left to right, nice slow no, come back to a neutral placement of the head and then start to take the right ear down towards the right shoulder. Again, notice if the whole torso tries to lean. Keep the shoulders up over the hips and just let the right ear come down towards the right shoulder. Nice. Slowly come back up, going the other way. So now we're kind of just letting the head shift slow and intentional side to side. Really good to start to notice how sometimes the left or the right is a little tighter, a little different. All the things we do in life that we get used to holding or favoring one side versus the other. Find your breath as you do this. So inhale and exhale in a rhythmic pattern, maybe in and out through the nose. After this next one, come back to the neutral gaze and we'll do one more neck movement here. This time we're going to draw little circles with the nose. Again, keep the whole torso in this straight Tadasana or mountain pose position. Let the hands be wherever they feel comfortable, sides of the chair or lap, and start to just draw little circles with the nose. This is for the neck. So we're drawing as small or as large of a circle as you'd like with your nose straight ahead. After you've done 3 circles in one direction, change direction, draw the circles in the other side. It might feel better to close your eyes here or soften the gaze, or let the eyes travel with the nose. It gets a little tricky if the eyes and the nose and the head are all going in different directions. And then when it feels like enough, come back to a neutral place. And let's take a version of a sun salutation seated. So you can take the arms either out to the sides or straight up overhead. Big reach through the body. Exhale, lower down towards the legs. Inhale to half lift. Bring the hands to the shins or the tops of the legs. Find a flat back here. Big exhale, melt the heart down towards the legs. Using your inhale, really root down through the feet and rise up through the arms. Reach, reach, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, lower the hands down to the chest, the heart space. Pause here. With the hands here, we're going to interlace the hands. Press the heels of the hands up. You can keep as much of a bend in the elbows as you'd like. And start to lift up and over towards the right. Coming towards one side, feeling the whole left side open. Notice if that hip wants to lift up out of the seat. Try to keep the hip grounded and just lift as far up and over as it feels comfortable. Again, here, let the gaze go where the neck is comfortable. Maybe up, maybe down, maybe straight ahead. With a big inhale, come back up to center and then come up and over the other way, half moon. Maybe the hands are pressed together versus interlaced. Maybe the arms are extended longer, or it might feel good to hold the side of the chair as you do this. Find what works in your body, stick with it. Maybe take one more to the other side if you wanted to change how you had the grip of the hands. Try not to collapse into the side you're leaning into. So we want to really make some space through the side body today. Sweeping that hand around, we'll come up and over the other way one more time. Big side reach, whether the arms are together or separate. Good. Come back up through center. Lower the hands down to the lap. Take the hands to the tops of the legs, and we're going to reach the hands all the way back towards the top of the legs. Pull the elbows back. Start to lift the heart forward. Little bit of a back bend here. Gazing up, maybe the throat's open, the heart's open. Start to round in. Feel the navel pull in towards the spine. Reach the fingertips forward. Find a cat pose. Let's take 3 more here. Big inhale to open the heart, open the throat. Gaze comes up. Exhale, round forward. Take 2 more at your own pace, your own breath, your own rhythm. Coming forward and back. And when you've taken 2 more and you've come back through cat, come back up to a neutral spine, and let's just start to circle the torso. Bring the ribs forward, back, and around. If you widen your feet from where they are, you might start to feel this more in the hips. So maybe take a couple circles with the feet in at hips distance, a couple circles one way and a couple circles the other way. And then you might see how it feels if the feet widen just a little, and then you circle here, heart forward, back and around a couple times each way. It starts to lower the warm up a little bit lower out of the abdomen area down towards the hips. Coming back to neutral, bring the feet back in together. And let's come down to the feet, starting to lift the heels. So letting the feet be right about your hips distance apart. We're just going to lift the heels and lower. Start to lift and lower. See if you can do this really slow, like you're peeling the feet up off of the mat or floor, and then slowly pressing the feet down from the sole. Nice and slow, you start to feel all the way from the balls of the feet down to the heels. Come back to meet the mat. Nice warm up for the ankles. A couple more. If you want to take 1 at a time, that works just as well too, especially if one foot is quite different than the other. And then switch and start to lift the toes if available. If this is a time that it's easier for you to use something to lift the feet a bit, you could lift the feet so they're a little higher, depending on how high your seat chair is. That might fit better for you. Starting to lift the toes. This can be kind of hard. You might feel it quite a bit in the front of the leg and the shin or the front of the ankle. So lifting the toes, either both feet together or 1 at a time. Feel how the rest of the body feels, staying nice and tall through the entire back, the entire torso. Lifting the head, the neck. There's no need to look at your feet. Just trust your body, trust the wisdom of your muscles and motions. And then take the couple of these together. So heels lift and toes lift. Heels lift and toes lift. 3 more at a pace and rhythm that works for you. Probably about 1 more here. And then we're going to start to integrate all of this just a bit more. So we're going to take kind of a seated march. This is something you could also do standing. So if you'd like to stand up from your chair, you can take the same thing standing. We're going to let the hands come down by the sides, and we're going to try to match the breath to the movements as best as you can. If you get lost in the breath, just come to the movement and breathe at a regular pattern. I'll start to cue with the inhale and the exhale, but if that gets confusing, just let go of the intentional inhales and exhales and just follow the movements in a way that feels right for you. Finding a nice slow pace, we're going to inhale and reach the arms up. Exhale, pull the arms down and lift 1 knee. Lower the foot, lift the arms. Switch sides. So as the arms come down, the legs come up. Lifting the arm, lift 1 knee, lower the arms. Lower the foot, lift the arms. Lower the arms, lift the opposite foot. So we're taking this march, so good for the brain to find this back and forth movement, and really good for the breath and core and hips. So find a pace that feels good. The elbows can have as much of a bend as they want. The foot doesn't have to come too high if you just want to lift the heels. Stay with it and keep breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You might start to fall off of the pattern and have the knees lifting with the hands. Just try to come back to it. So we're lifting the arms as they lower the knee lifts. lift the arms, lower the arms, lift the knee. Stay with it for a few more. Breathing, warming up the whole body here. You could even kick the legs straight out in front if that feels good. And then start to lift the arms, lower the arms. Good. Shake out the shoulders a little, taking the hands to the shoulders, circle the elbows. A couple times one way, and a couple times the other way. Nice. Let's come to the wrist. We'll just get a little warm up of the wrist. Even though we're not using the fingers and wrist for a chair class, it's a good idea to keep them mobile and flexible. So extend your right or left arm, either arm forward. Let the fingers point down, and we're going to take the opposite hand to just hold against the front of your hand. So we're gently opening up the wrist here. You may even feel this all the way up to the shoulder. Feel free to bend the elbow as much as you'd like, and it doesn't have to be a big movement here. It could be very light pressure. Staying here for another breath. We're going to reverse this with the same hand. So taking the same hand to have the fingers point up, the palm point forward. With the opposite hand, apply just a little bit of gentle pressure. Good. Maybe feeling this a little bit different all the way up the arm. And then start to release the pressure with the hand holding, and hold right underneath the wrist. And just take a couple circles of that same wrist. A couple times one way, maybe let the fingers be soft. A couple times the other way. And then slowly lower the hand down. Let the arm sway a little bit forward and back here. Maybe even hinge forward and let the arm just circle and sway. Taking the hand back up to your lap, we'll do the same with the other side, pointing the fingers down. Gently place one hand on top of the opposite hand. Again, maybe this side feels a little different. Maybe there's a little less pressure. And then switch directions. Start to push the fingers up. Give a little pressure against the palm of the hand as the fingers point up towards the ceiling. Good. And then release the fingers, holding right underneath the wrist. Take a couple circles of the wrist one way, and then the other way, and then lower the hand down. Let the arms sway a little bit forward and back. And then maybe hinge forward and let the arm just circle like a pendulum here, side to side or forward and back. Good. All right. Let's come to the weights. If you'd like to use weights, this is a time we're going to grab a hold of the weights, taking both weights into the arms, or feel free to take one at a time if that feels good for you. Hugging the elbows in nice and tight. We're going to start here and move really slow. So bringing the weights so they're pretty close in towards your body. We're going to curl the weights up towards the shoulders. Real slow, lower them down. Then go just a little bit wider. Curl the weights up and slowly lower them down. Going slow is the key here. We're not trying to rush through it. So you might just be doing this with your hands. That's great without the weights. Find this movement. Notice if the whole body tries to get involved. Keep the gaze straight ahead so there's no strain on the neck. As the eyes change position, sometimes the neck muscles start to feel a little bit of a strain. So stay with it even if it feels very simple or it feels a little bit difficult. Try not to rush it. The slower you move, the harder the work the muscles of the biceps are doing for you. We're going to take one more of each direction. So lifting close to the body, lower, widen a little, and lift. Good. Lower down this time. Bring the weights back in. Option to continue to hold the weights here or lower them. I'm going to lower them, but you find what feels good for your shoulders. We're going to come to a seated star position. So the feet are maybe just slightly wider than hips distance apart. If you'd like to take this standing, I would suggest standing behind the chair so you can hold on to the back of the chair for balance and support. If you'd like to take it seated, the feet are pointing forward. All toes are pointing forward. The knees are forward, slightly wider than hips distance. The arms can extend out to here or here. So we're in this star-like position. We feel all this stretch through all the sides of the body. The gaze is straight ahead. The neck is long. The spine is neutral. And then we're going to have the option here. So the arms might be here. They might be here. You might even keep them in at the shoulders or the waist. And we're going to start to come to a balance. So starting to lift one leg, we're just going to balance the star with one leg lifted. So you might have it slightly turned out. As you can see, I turned my leg to a little bit of an angle. If you're standing, you might kick the leg all the way out and just like straighten and extend it and see how that balance feels in the body. Either way, we're holding here. I'm going to keep the knee in, but find which version feels best for you. If it's too much on the shoulders, bring the hands into the heart center or the waist. Find a gazing point straight ahead. In yoga, we call that the drishti point. That helps you to keep your balance. Even seated, we're still working really hard to balance with this one foot lifted. Now with a deep breath in, start to lower the foot back down, lower the arms, and just take a couple circles of the arms, up, down, and around. Maybe change direction of the hands, up, down, and around, making these big interconnected circles with the hands and the wrist and the shoulders. And then we're going to go to the other side. So feel free to change where the arms are for this side. Maybe stepping the foot out to the side or standing up if you were standing. Lifting the opposite foot any amount off of the mat. Maybe this is a time where you use a block or a book. And we pause here. Wherever the arms are, wherever the foot is, this is our star pose. The body is a big stretched out star and we're balanced strong on one side. The hips, the core, the shoulders, everything's working hard. Try not to clench or grip any place. The toes might be trying to grip the mat, holding to stabilize. Come out of it at any point that you feel like it's too much, but try to stay with it. Stay with the breath. Good. Start to lower the foot down, lower the arms down. Take a couple sweeps of the arms. Maybe this time they just stay by the sides. Maybe you take a couple big circles, rolling the shoulders up, back, down, and away. And we're going to come to one more leg strength and balance flow here. So this is warrior two. I'm going to give two different options of how we can do this. So either one may work or not work. So first we're going to do the version of just stand to sit. So you could do both or just choose one or the other. So the stand to sit, I'm sitting in that mountain pose. So my feet are grounded. I'm really using the heels here to give me that root down feeling. And I'm going to use the core, the glutes, and a lot of the body to lift back up. So we're working to practice standing and sitting without using the hands. If the first few rounds or the whole time for today, you want to hold on to the chair for support and use the chair to lift, you might do that. As you practice more, we're going to work to lift the seat up and lower back down. You could stand fully straight or keep a bend in the knees. So we're going for 8 here. Again, really grounding down through the heels. Stay strong through the glutes, through the core. Find your breath. So inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Use the chair. It's there for you as you want to or need to, but really try to trust your body. Maybe it's just a little lift and you don't come too far today. That's okay too. Go for 1 or 2 more and then pause. Give the legs, the body a little break here. Find your breath. Maybe take a minute to even feel your heart. Feel the breath moving through the body. Nice and strong. Let's come to the warrior 2 variation. So either attempting this one or you can stay. If that one worked really well for you, you can stay with that lift and lower. So for warrior 2, we're going to turn to face your left foot forward. The right foot can either be, the left foot's going to go out to the side, and you're kind of on the corner of the chair here. So depending on what type of chair you're in, may also be if this works or doesn't work well for you. This feels better for a lot of people with their hips to have one leg facing forward, or you can extend the leg all the way back. If there's something in your way, you might need to move it. So you could stretch the leg all the way back to a more traditional warrior two position. Extending one arm forward, finding this nice strong stance here. So we've done this in the previous weeks. If you've been following the series, warrior two, gazing over the front fingertips. The hands could also stay in at the heart center, or you could hold the chair. We're going to start to give the option of either holding here or starting to find a little lift out of the chair. So now you're in a standing warrior two, but the chair is there to support you. If you'd like to take this version, we're just going to lift 3 times. Lift up, lower down. Lift up, lower down, and pause. Gaze over the front fingertips. Good. Same thing if the foot is in here. You're just lifting and lowering at a slightly different angle. And then bring the legs back in. Maybe let the knees sweep a little side to side. Turn to go the other way. So again, maybe it works better to keep the knee bent. In that case, you have the arm forward or the hands at the heart, and you just lift and lower here. Same thing, really keeping the heels ground down to the mat or the floor beneath you, or extending that back leg back. Find the position. Move aside whatever you need to move aside to give you space. Make sure the feet are really grounded. The back leg is really strong here. You have the right angle on the chair, and then 3 times you might lift and lower out of the chair. Good. Keep looking over those front fingertips, probably the right side depending on where you are. Bring the hands into the heart. Walk the feet back in together. Let the knees sweep side to side here. Good. Start to take a couple deep breaths here, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale, lower through the heart center, fold forward, maybe a full fold, maybe a half fold. Inhale, open the arms up wide to the sides. Use your core strength to lift the arms back up. And exhale, lower the heart down. Lower the hands to the heart, lower the chin to the chest. Take a breath here. Good, we're going to come to one more core workout, and then we are done with today's integration. Coming to a nice slow bike, similar to our march. Option to take your hands behind your head. And we're going to start to lift one foot, so maybe lifting your right foot. Take left elbow towards the right knee and lower back down, come back to center. Switch the other way. We're going to go for 8 each side. So up to you if you want to actually try to get them to meet. Whichever way you do, go really slow. So there's really no need for the knee and the elbow to meet. It's just as hard staying lifted, or just as much work, I should say, on the muscles to stay lifted. So continuing here, keep breathing with it. Really find the movement as though the elbow and the knee are working really hard to touch, and then come back to center. Take one more each direction, and then come back to center. Lower the arms down. Maybe take some blocks to place under your feet, or a blanket to cover your body if you'd like to cover your lap or body with a blanket. Start to roll the shoulders back. Maybe let the palms face up. Maybe start to relax the back if that's available in whichever chair you've found today. You might find a more comfortable position. Maybe soften the gaze just as we started, or close your eyes. And allow the practice to really integrate here for you. Noticing where your thoughts are. Noticing the mind, the breath, and the actual physical body from the heels and the soles of the feet all the way up to your knees and hips. Feeling the strength and stability created around the core and the back muscles, all the way up to the shoulders and arms. Feeling the mobility of your neck and all the muscles of the face. You might squeeze all the muscles real tight here. letting the eyebrows, the mouth, the jaw, the fingers, and the toes all come close together. And then big exhale, soften the body. Feeling everything soften and release here. Maybe resetting your intention from the beginning, or perhaps even setting a new one here. Finding balance in any part of your day. And taking a few mindful breaths here, feeling the natural, rhythmic flow of your breath. Staying here for as long as you can or choose today. Or starting to flutter the eyes open and invite soft movement back into the fingers and toes, ankles, wrist, shoulders. Coming back to a deep breath in and a full exhale with lots of love and gratitude. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.